Hello, dear student. How are you? I hope you are will be fine. I am also fine. Thank you. And today I bring a new topic: classification of solvents. In previous lecture, I told you what is solvents, what is aqueous solvent, what is non-aqueous solvents. First of all, solvents. Solvents are those part of the solution which have high amount, which are larger in concentration, are called solvents, or you can say that solvents are the those part of the solution which can dissolve, which can dissociate solvents particle and to ions is called solvents. This part of the solution will be called solvent, or you can also define that solvent are those part of the solution in which solvent are those part of the solution which ionize which ionize the solutes, or you can say which ionize the solute also stabilize the solute particle, also stabilize the ions of the solute. These are the properties of the solvents. So classification of solvents, how can solvent can be classified into various. First classification, the classification is based on this classification of solvent is based on the proton donating or proton accepting nature. Proton donating or proton accepting nature. There is such solvents, some solvents that have the property of proton donating, that have proton that can be donate. These solvent can be donate proton, while there is some solvent that can have the capability to accepting protons. So such type of solvent can be classified into the following ways. Number first, it can be protic solvents. Protic solvent, it is also called protonic solvents. Protonic solvent. These solvents, so how can we define these solvents? There is one solvent that is called protic solvent or protonic solvents, while another solvent is the non-protic or non-protonic or aprotic solvents. So these solvents, first of all, I will be explain you what is protic solvent or protonic solvent. There is also the example, the further classification of protic solvent. I will be explain you with very detail the protic solvents. So what is protic solvents? Protic solvent, these solvent will be either loose, it will be either loose protons or gain proton. These solvent will be either loose proton or either gain protons, or can some, there are some also compound, there are some also protic solvents that have the ability, that have both the tendency of accepting proton as well as losing proton. So while some have are both tendency. Yeah. So on the basis of loss of proton or gain of proton or having both tendency, so protic solvents can be classified into further three types. Number first, it is called acidic solvents, acidic protic solvent, or you can say that protogenic solvent. So what is protogenic solvents? How can we define protogenic solvents? Protogenic solvent, it is the solvents, these can only lose proton. These solvent can only lose proton. According to the definition of acids, according to Bronsted-Lowry concepts, those species that can donate proton, that can lose proton, will be act as acid. So such type of solvent that can donate or lose proton will be called acidic solvents, will be known acidic solvents. For example, For example, HF, H2SO4, these are the solvents. H2SO4, HCOOH, HCN, also C6, H5COOH, also CH3, COOH. Sorry, take to the correct position of the camera. Okay, thank you. HFH2SO4, HCOOH. Protic solvents, in one another term you can define protic solvents are those solvents that have the capacity, that have the capability of to produce hydrogen bonding, that have the ability to create inter or intra hydrogen bonding, inter molecular hydrogen bonding or intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So either intermolecular hydrogen bonding or those solvents where the molecules having the capacity or capability of making the intermolecular hydrogen bonding or intramolecular hydrogen bonding, those species will also called protic solvents. Means it also means that those species, those solvents where the molecules that contain hydrogen, that contain oxygen or fluorine, oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen, those species that have oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen atom present, so those compounds, those solvents where the molecule contain oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen atom, those mostly, in most cases, these species will be act as a protic solvents because when the hydrogen attach with either oxygen or fluorine or nitrogen, it will have the capacity to create the hydrogen bonding. So due to the hydrogen bonding, it will have more dielectric constant value. It will have more dielectric constant value. So that's why, according to this concept, HF, it has a fluorine atom, H2SO4, it has oxygen atom, HCOOH, it has also oxygen atom, HCN, it has also nitrogen atom, C6, HCH3, here is oxygen atom, and citric acid has also oxygen atom. So those species that have the capacity to make hydrogen bonding will be act as a protic solvents. Either they are acidic solvents, or they are basic solvents, or they are amphoteric solvents. These all should have the capacity of the hydrogen bonding, to make the hydrogen bonding. So according to this concept, HF, it is acidic solvent because that it can lose hydrogen, it can lose proton. H2SO4, it can lose proton in aqueous solution, in aqueous solvent. Or you can say that CH3, HCOOH, it can also lose proton. HCN can lose proton. C6, H5COOH, it can lose proton. C3COOH, it can lose proton. So those species that can lose proton will be act as a acidic solvents or progenic solvents. I hope this point will be cleared. Okay, come to the next points. Now I am cleaning the board to proceed the topic. If you have any confusion, you can ask me in comment section every time, anytime. I will be reply you. Also, you can ask me in my personal WhatsApp or Gmail that I put in description box. You can get from there. Okay, thank you. Okay, this was the one term, one types of the protic solvents. The another type is basic solvents. Basic solvents, or you can say basic protic solvents. Basic solvent, that is also called protophilic solvent. Protophilic solvent. So what is basic solvent or protophilic solvent? These solvents are those solvents that can accept, these solvents can accept proton. These solvents will have the capacity, the molecules or the compounds of this solvent, basic solvent, will have the capacity to accept proton. To accept proton, such solvent will be act as a basic protic solvents or basic polar solvents. For example, NH3, NH2, N2H4, NH2OH, OH, also amines, etc. These all are the basic protic solvents. According to definition that I told you here, that oxygen, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. According to the definition that I told you, that those solvents where their molecule contain oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen will be act as a protic solvent, sir. Here in these all cases nitrogen is present, sir. Nitrogen is present, and also I told you that nitrogen, fluorine, oxygen are the part of the definition, are the part of the definition of the protic solvents, sir. So it was, you can say that you can differentiate that it will be polar solvents, polar protic solvents. So these all have the capacity to accept proton, because in all cases the nitrogen contain one lone pair, and it have the this nitrogen have the capacity, they have the capability to donate this lone pair of electron, and the proton H positive, it have the capacity, this electrophile have the capacity to accept lone pair of electron. So this electrophile can accept the lone pair of the nitrogen. So that's why you can say that nitrogen donate a lone pair, or you can say that the nitrogen accept, or these species accept proton. So that's why they will be called basic solvents, and these solvents will have also the capacity to create hydrogen bonding. I hope this point will be cleared. Okay, come to the next point, sir. That is the another types of the protic solvents, that is called amphoteric solvents. Amphoteric protic solvents. These all are the types of protic solvents. Amphoteric protic solvents are, you can also use amphiprotic solvents. Amphiprotic solvent, it is also called amphiprotic solvents. Okay, amphiprotic solvents, these solvents show dual character. These solvents show dual character. It have dual character. Which dual character? It have the character of basic solvent as well as it have the character of acidic protic solvents. For example, it will have the character to accept proton. It can be accept proton, but at the same time it can be lose proton. Those species that can lose proton, can accept proton, can lose proton. Both these property will be contained by these solvents, amphoteric protic solvents. It will be depending on the nature of the reacting species. For example, in alcohol, in case of water, in case of alcohol, in case of liquid ammonia, in case of CH3COOH, in all these cases, it have the capacity to accept proton as well as it have the capacity to lose proton. For example, H2O, when H2O plus H2O, in case of, according to one concept, this concept was explained by my teacher to me, that is called solvent concept of, this is one another concept, solvent concept of acid and base. Solvent concepts of acid and base. Please concentrate on this point, sir. According to solvent concepts of acid and base, here is one term used. First of all, you should need to know that what is self-ionization. That is very necessary term to the solvent concepts of acid and base. Self-ionization, it is also called auto-ionization. In this concept, in self-ionization, you can define the self-ionization or auto-ionization in which proton transfer, in self-ionization, proton transfer between two similar neutral molecule take place and cation anions pair of the solvents is obtained. These are also the solvent concepts of acid and base, but first of all you should need to know what is self-ionization or autoionization. In self-ionization or autoionization, proton transfer take place between two similar neutral species, and in the result of cation and anion pair of the solvent is obtained. For example, H2O. H2O plus H2O, that is called self-ionization. These are two similar neutral molecules. One equals will be accept proton. Let's suppose this equals accept proton acceptor, and the another one is donor, and this one is donor. So when they are acceptor, it will accept proton from this water, so it will get one extra hydrogen, so that's why it will have partial positive charge. That will be, and the acceptor will be called acids, while the donor will be called, the acceptor according to the basic solvents, the accept proton will be called basic solvent, the acceptor will be called base, while the donor will be called acids. So H3O plus OH negative, this is cation and this is anion. Cation and anion pair are produced in the result of the self-ionization. Now I am telling you the solvent concepts of acid and base. The solvent concept, according to the solvent concepts of acid and base, if you know what is self-ionization, so you can define the solvent concepts of acid and base. According to solvent concepts of acid and base, in acid it will be, you can define an acid according to this concept. An acid is the solvent cations, or you can say an acid is any substance that increase the concentration of the solvent cation, will be act as an acid. I will be explain this point on the base of one example, but first you know the definition of the acid and base according to this concept. So you can define the concept, you can define the acid. Acid will be those species that increase the concentration of the solvent cations that was normally produced by the solvent autoionization. As I told you before that this was the autoionization process. But you can define the base. Base will be those external substance or any substance, any solutes will be base that increase the concentration of the solvent anions normally produced by solvent autoionization. For example, you can take screenshot by rewinding the video of the previous points that I cleaned. For example, HCl. First of all, let's assume that we doesn't know that HCl is acids or base. So if when you add HCl in aqueous solution, when you add HCl in water, it will produce H3O plus Cl negative. If you concentrate on my definition that I explained you, if you concentrate on the definition of the solvent concepts of acid and base, acid say that those substances that increase the concentration of the solvents cations. If water is solvents and HCl is solute, so when you add this solute to the solvents, according to autoionization, water will be produced cation and anion pair. So a cation pair will be H3O plus, anion pair will be OH negative. So H3O plus H will be when those species, when you add in water and they produce the species that is similar to the cation of the same solvents in autoionization case. For example, that is also H3O, and autoionization is also H3O, while H3O plus is cations. So according to the definition, the species that increase the concentration of the cation solvents, it will be act as an acid. So according to solvent concepts of acid and base, we can classify that HCl will be acid because it increase the concentration of the solvent cations. It can increase the concentration of the solvent cation that was produced by the autoionization of water. I hope this point will be clear. For example, let's suppose we doesn't know that, let's assume that we doesn't know that NH3 is either acid or base. When we add NH3 ammonia into water, what will happen? It will create, it will produce, it will accept one proton from water and produce NH4 plus ion plus OH negative ions. So according to the autoionization of water, in autoionization of water, cation anion pair are produced, while here in the product of this reaction, OH concentration is greater when we compare this to the autoionization of water. So according to the concepts of solvent concepts of acid and base, the base can be defined that those species are those substance, any substance that increase the concentration of the solvent anions, that increase the concentration of the solvent anion normally produced by the solvent ionization. It will be that species will be act as a base, and we know, we already know that base NH3 was base because it have the accepting property of the proton. According to Bronsted-Lowry concepts, accepting property of the proton by NH3, so that's why NH3 will be base. NH3 is called base. But according to solvent concepts of acid and base, NH3 increase the anion solvents character, increase the concentration of the anion solvents that was normally produced by the autoionization, so that will be act as a anions. You can define the autoionization as the solvents acid, the solvent are the species are the substance that increase the concentration of solvents ions normally produced by solvent autoionization. It will be called acids. And based on those species that can increase the concentration of the solvent, that is not anion, that is cation. According to acids, that increase the concentration of the solvent cation, it will be acids. While those species, the definition of base, those substances that increase the concentration of the solvent anion, normally produced by the solvent autoionization, will be called base. So these are the definition. I hope these points will be cleared. In next lecture I will be explaining you non-protic or non-protonic or aprotic solvents with very detail. I hope this point will be clear. Still, if you have any confusion, if you have any question, you can rewind the video to clarify your points. Also, you can ask me anytime, every time in comment section, as well as you can ask me in my personal WhatsApp Gmail that I put in the description box. You can read from there. I will be reply you. I will be clarify your answer. Okay, thank you very much. And also please subscribe my channel. It makes me feel happy that my students are supporting me. Okay, thank you very much. Very best of luck, my students. Very best of luck. All the best.